Since very young, he already has Plutomania.
It's Jolo, it's Jolo, Jolo, it's Jolo Mania.
At his young age, Jolo was very unpopular young man who desired to be famous. Yup, he made it as of today, and now he is a world famous 1MDB criminal, also known as $1 billion Will. Despite his father, Larry, owned a government company and sold it for $50 million, which was also considered a lot of money that time, Jolo was still not very happy. Cause of his big size, his look like Piggy Bundy, that made himself shameful among friends and girls around him. As a result, he didn't have many friends. True friend, I mean. Besides money helping him to buy friendships that turned him into someone who could do almost anything to get himself in the spotlight, there in fact nothing special about him except being a Plutomania. Jolo did his lower secondary at Chung Ling High School before going into Uplands International School in Penang. Reason was Chung Ling was a boys' school and there was no girls for him to fancy, and his schoolmates were not rich enough to benefit him. At least in the international school, he could hope to mix with some blonde girls, which was kind of his fetish. Never did he expect that not only no blonde girls for him to fantasize, all girls were not interested in hanging out with him. He could only drool while seeing girls hanging out with his male classmates. So being fed up with girls not interested in him and learned that with more money comes with more beauties, Jolo went back to a boys' school, but this time in an elite boarding school, Harrow in London, where his classmates counted their family wealth in billions, not millions. One of his schoolmates was Riza Aziz, stepson of corrupt Najib Razak. Jolo had a mansion on the north coast of Penang. It was already very impressive, but that could not meet his expectation for showing off. He wanted to live like his Harrow friends of royal families, like in the palace at least. A mansion to him was an embarrassment if he going to invite his friends, especially Western girls, that he always feel a threat because of his ugly bungee flame and glasses. Since he's not popular with girls, the only way for him to bond girls he liked was using cash to build his own charisma. That made him a psychopath. On his way to achieve the first stage of being a psychopath, he had resorted many ways to improve his popularity in his teenage time, including bluffing that he was a prince of Malaysia from normal family, not a government family that later he became a laughing stock of Penang. Being a braggart was his best option to make himself proud. Continued to tell anyone about how rich his grandfather, Main Tak, was with investment in mining, liquor trading, and property. It was like spreading his own propaganda, without mentioning how his father, Larry, after taking the business over, had made a mess of the investment that almost wiped out the family wealth before setting up a new company. However, Larry later made a fortune after involving himself in an acquisition by MWE, a government company in which he owned a minority stake, by funneling off huge sum of money to himself before his retirement at his 40s. Corruption more or less is inevitable for a person to become very rich. It's rubbish you are telling me that people being honest could get very rich. BS, unless it was an inherited wealth from parents. Unfortunately for Jolo, he could only inherit the skill of corruption from his father, which is siphoning money from one place to another using empty shell companies by scamming the 1MDB fund. Similar with what Jolo did, Larry with black money indulged his desire to party even on some yacht, arranged Swedish models to fly into Penang for multi-bonking sessions, born one after another. Like his son, Larry was a big-time playboy too, a psychopath. As Larry was enjoying his upper-class life through corruption, the teenage Jolo was busy exploring the online world with his computer, showing off how attractive and muscular he was in an online forum with some fake photos to attract some Western girls, while at the same time into some pornography. He must be enjoying the many of Paris Hilton. to blend with friends of royal families. He will keep on trumpeting himself during his time in horror by positioning himself among his friends as someone who could get things done. He made arrangements for parties with models for friends and himself, enjoying drinking, dancing, and bonkings almost every day, what his father did before. Both are bonking party psychopaths. Like father, like son, huh? Knowing that Najib would be the next Prime Minister, Jolo would always head to the Kensington Green apartment in London, where he could spend more time with Riza Aziz. Having a good connection with the Malaysia's ruling party, the United Malays National Organization, was very important when it came to do business in Malaysia. The ruling party could grant everything from gambling licenses to infrastructure contracts for people like Jolo to prosper themselves corruptly. Thus had given Jolo an opportunity by getting close with Riza to scam the fund from 1NDB, the same way his father did on MWE Company. This is how Jolo started his journey to become a psychopathic and plutonic person. Next episode will be coming soon and stay tuned for that. Bye bye.
It's Jolo, it's Jolo, Jolo, it's Jolo. Minion.